In this section, we're going to talk about all the things we need to put in our job folder. So I'm going to go to my desktop. And these are all the pieces I have out here, and here's my empty job folder. First, I want you to rename your empty job folder, or a duplicate of your empty job folder, because you're going to need it again. P1 for project 1, underscore, and then your name. So that's the name of my folder. Then I'm going to start loading these things into the right sections in the folder. The sketches that I scanned in, my 10 sketches, I'm going to copy those into sketches. I have the original items that I used to create my comps, and I'm going to put those in originals. These are not altered. These are the way they were originally, because in our comps we stretched and changed the way they looked. So I'm going to put those originals in the originals folder. Okay. Then one of the two logos for the one I'm going to use for my final, either it has the black tagline or the white tagline. I'm going to use the black tagline, and that's going to go in my EPS folder. Okay. This one I'm not going to put in anywhere, so it's out. These are my 4 comps, just the JPEGs and not the Photoshop files. I do not want your Photoshop files, just the flattened JPEGs. And those are going to go in the comps folder right there. And then the only thing I have left is my Photoshop layered file that I'm going to use for my final. So this is the one that has been approved, and I'm going to finish it and strip it in InDesign. So right now I need to save one JPEG with the text and the type and this border on. So that I'm going to do a save as. I just opened my layered Photoshop file. I'm going under File, Save As, and I'm going to change this to JPEG. Alright, and then I'm going to save it to my desktop so I can find it. I'm going to leave the name the same. Now the name is different. It doesn't have comp ABC. It just has P1 because it's the only one that we're going to use for the final. And I'm going to say save. I'm going to use 8 in baseline standard. Now see, I've flattened everything out. It's flat now. Alright, so now that I've saved that, I need a TIFF, but I need a CMYK TIFF. So here's what I'm going to do. I don't want the border because I need the bleed for this. This is the one, the TIFF is the one I'm going to strip into the job. I'm going to turn off the text because I'm going to put this text in InDesign. If your text is not just flat color, any color, or if it has something going on in front of it or a special effect on it, then you can leave it on in Photoshop. But if it's just straight up text like this is, shut it off and we'll retype it in Photoshop. And I'll show you how in the next lesson. I'm going to turn the logo off, so all I have basically is my background image. And I'm going to convert that from RGB to CMYK by going under Image, Mode, and choosing CMYK. I'm going to flatten because I don't want the layers. It's warning me now that it's going to change it to web-coded swap v2. That's what it should be. If it's not, this is where you need to change that. I'm going to cancel that. Where did it go? Why is it gone now? Alright, I'm going to go back to the desktop. Open it again. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to go under File. Let's see. Now I'm all confused. Edit Color Settings. Okay. Edit Color Settings might be off your screen. It's Shift Command K, or Edit File Settings. Right here where it says CMYK, that's what you need to have say US Web Coded Swap v2. Alright, if it says it here, I'm going to cancel that because it already did say it there. Then when you go to convert your file under Image, Mode, CMYK, flatten, that's what it will change it to, and that's what we want it to change it to. So now I'm going to say OK. So it's going to flatten this image, and now up here it says CMYK. I'm going to File, Save As, and this time I'm going to choose TIFF. Notice my list is shorter because I'm in CMYK now, and there's fewer options as what format I can save it as. So I'm going to save it as a TIFF. I'm going to leave it the same name, and I'm going to shoot it out to my desktop with the other one. Save. Leave this set for none. These don't matter. And say OK. Now I've saved my TIFF. So back to the desktop, and I can get to the desktop by saying, yikes, I can say hide Photoshop right here. Okay, so now on my desktop, besides my PSD, I have a JPEG with the border and the type, and a TIFF without type, logo, or border. Okay, so what am I going to do with all this stuff? I am going to put this PSD, my layered file, in the workers folder, so I can come back and make corrections or changes to it. So it's in my workers folder now. It's not an old worker. If I changed this or modified it, I would change the name and add an _E2, and I would put that in the old, put this one in the old workers. So every time I make a modification, I can go back and get old information if I want to. Alright, so the JPEG and the TIFF are going to go in the high-res folder. So right at that level, high-res folder. We're going to need both of those to strip in the next movie. So that's where everything goes, and thanks for watching.